It's a mega business and it is mega popular. Talking about pornography. It's been part of free speech in America for generations. But is it too easy for children to access online? That question is at the heart of a major U.S. Supreme Court case this spring and a raging debate over state laws requiring electronic age verification for adult websites. Tonight in our Prime Focus, Devin Dwyer has a closer look at the First Amendment dispute and what many parents say is an urgent need to protect our children.
What are you doing?
To some, it's the art of pleasure.
Why are you such a big fan?
She just brings the energy and the adult film industry that you just don't see anywhere else.
To others, it's a social poison.
It is a big business. It's huge. Sex sells.
So folks are going to come by and spin the wheel of torture. That's going to be fun.
To Cherie DeVille, online pornography is about freedom.
This isn't a whim or something that I'm going to do for a week. I love this job.
How would you describe yourself and what you do? Are you a porn star? Are you an adult actress?
Porn star feels a little like presumptuous. Like it's like saying your job and then also I'm so good at it. So I prefer more of a blanket term, which is sex worker.
With more than 4.5 million followers on Instagram and hundreds of thousands more on TikTok and X, DeVille is one of the industry's most popular stars.
It's a very good business for me. I'm not gonna lie.
She took us inside the nation's largest annual adult entertainment expo in Las Vegas.
Oh, so this is the lap dance area. So people can get lap dances today.
Performers and talent agents.
What do you like the most about the business?
Attention.
Major porn websites, and thousands of adoring fans.
This is the only opportunity fans have a chance to meet people, models in person.
Do you consider this art that you're doing?
Yes, it's entertainment, it's art, it's creative, it's building a variety of different fantasies for people to enjoy.
You really get a sense of how popular and lucrative the pornography industry is in this country. Also how accessible it is. You've got the live camera websites, online networks of amateur actors. Very few of the sites here have paywalls or online age verification. Do you think it's too easy to get access to your content?
Too easy? No, I don't think any business, I don't think Coca-Cola would say, gosh, I wish it was harder for people to access our content.
Too easy for kids?
I think all kinds of things on the internet are disastrously easy for kids.
The reality is that pornography has largely become kind of the wallpaper of our children's lives as they go from place to place on the internet. Nor they're having a snowball fight if you want to have one.
Dawn Hawkins, a mother of 5 in Northern Virginia, says online porn is a public health crisis, a pandemic, she says, that threatens her kids.
How are we going to teach our children healthy intimacy and boundaries and consent when what they're viewing across multiple platforms is sharing really the opposite message?
What steps have you taken to limit your kids' exposure to pornography online?
We make sure each device has the built-in parental controls turned on. We have a filter at the router level. We have a filter on the devices that the children are using. And it takes hours and it's so overwhelming.
It's a daily battle for Dawn Hawkins, and one she says parents are losing.
It's not a matter of if my kids are going to be exposed to pornography, it's a matter of when. It's definitely going to happen.
So you're resigned to that, it's going to happen.
It is going to happen, and that's my advice to all parents is help prepare your kids as best as you can.
Pornography is legally protected free speech for adults in America, and it's highly popular. 70% of men and 40% of women say they've consumed sexually explicit content in the past year. American teens have reported similar levels of exposure. Public health experts say young people who view sexually explicit content are more likely to start having sex earlier, engage in unsafe sex, and have multiple partners.
And the burden can't only be on parents. Something like demanding age verification on these nefarious websites is such a simple common sense measure that would drastically help protect kids from exposure.
Hawkins heads the National Center on Sexual Exploitation, a conservative group critical of the porn industry that has lobbied lawmakers to force websites with adult content to verify a visitor's age. 19 states have adopted online age verification laws. Users must upload a copy of their digital or government ID or consent to a biometric scan. The industry says traffic to porn sites has plunged in those states because users are concerned about sharing their data.
Who gets it? So where does that information go?
You want your privacy.
Exactly. It's more of a privacy concern than anything else.
Pornhub, one of the largest adult sites, has gone dark in protest in most of those states. Instead of sexy videos, users now see this PSA from Cherie DeVille.
Until a real solution is offered, we've made the difficult decision to completely disable access to our website in your region.
The porn industry says that forcing adults to prove their age online infringes on their free speech.
Whenever the government is passing a law in the name of protecting kids, I think there are serious questions to be asked about whether what it's really doing is saying this speech is bad for everyone. And that's exactly what the First Amendment exists to protect against.
This spring, the U.S. Supreme Court will decide whether state online age verification laws must be struck down.
The Supreme Court held in 2 different cases that the government can't make it illegal to publish certain sexual content online without verifying the age of users first. And yet that's exactly what states are now doing.
But the states, led by Texas, argue new technology has changed the constitutional calculus of online age verification.
It's perfectly possible to prove your age entirely on your own cell phone. So no personal data need ever leave the palm of your hand.
Ian Corby, executive director of the Age Verification Providers Association, an industry trade group, says third-party apps used by porn sites like these can make the process fast, free, and secure.
So Ian, how do these websites actually verify a user's age if they're required to do it?
Let's just start with the simple case, which might be using your driver's license. And then once you've done a photo of your ID, you do a selfie, and then we check that the 2 match. And as long as they do, then we can just go ahead and tell that website you're over 18, not your name, not your photo, not even your actual date of birth, just that you're over 18. Another option works in a very similar way to the facial estimation, but in fact, it's based on how you move your hands.
He says websites can confirm a user's age without any personal identifiable information being collected or stored, and therefore not vulnerable to hackers.
We are just asking that the pornography companies put a fence around it and make sure that those accessing this content are of age.
Your critics say you're running a censorship campaign.
Who disagrees that we shouldn't protect kids online? I mean, that's not just my values, that's like the values of a common good.
Yes, nice to meet you.
At the porn convention, we found many who agree.
As a mom, I think the kids should not see porn, so.
It's too easy for kids who are underage to just access it so easily, so I actually support it.
But some of the industry's leading figures and fans told us they believe there's a better way to protect kids and protect porn.
There's a way to do it, it's just not the way that it's being done. Look, kids are going to do what they're going to do. You don't ban alcohol because kids can get a fake ID or because they can drink from their parents' liquor cabinet. You do the best you can to try to keep that from happening within reason without infringing on the legal rights of legal adults and citizens.
This spring, the Supreme Court will get the final word.
As long as we're prioritizing just like adults' access to this content and not also prioritizing, children's safety, we are going to destroy the next generation.
Is this fight more about principle and privacy, or is it more about pay and profits?
It's about the First Amendment. I don't see how that is not terrifying to every American. I do not care what you think about porn. This should terrify you because this is a massive government overstep in one of our most cherished things in the United States.
We'll see what the courts ultimately decide. Our thanks to Devin Dwyer for that.